Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and we will answer it before the end of the show. First off, one of the biggest news of the week is, well, quite frankly, it's a really slow news week. Everyone is waiting for the upcoming news that's coming up over this next week, which is again Note 9, which will be on Thursday, which we will be live streaming for. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Again, in the morning, as it's playing, we're going to do a live reaction so you can watch along with us. And although I've already told you every feature that will be announced, or every feature you care about more so, we will watch it live and kind of see just how Samsung proposes it all. So it should be fun. Alright, now the biggest thing about the news this week is I did want to say that Mobile Weekly will be moving. So we are going to be moving the show, as I told you guys 2 weeks ago, for those of you who watched the show towards the end. We will be moving the show to Wednesdays. Wednesdays is going to be the date. The reason for this, if you guys didn't know, basically I'm getting a part-time job just because real estate's slowing down right now and I need some extra income to be a good father and husband and all of that good stuff. So until we get to the channel to 2 million views a month, this is what I'm kind of doing on the meantime to basically supplement the income. So that being said, we are going to be moving to Wednesdays nights, and it will be at a new time of 7 p.m. There was a lot of back and forth what everyone wanted at different times, so we're going to try 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, see how you guys like that. We'll try that at least 2 weeks. If I hear a lot of you guys complaining, oh, we want to move it back to 8 p.m., want to move it to 6 p.m., we will see how it works out. I think 7's a good happy medium, so we'll see how that works out overall, and hopefully you guys will like that time. So now, without further ado, let's get to the regularly scheduled mobile news. Let me know what you guys think about the new date and time. I'm really curious. All right, now the first big news this week definitely is iPhone related, and it's mainly talking about the iPhone, possibly the LCD model being an exclusive to China. Now, how this came about is a Taiwanese company was talking about the different models that are coming to the iPhone, and they described the LCD version as having dual SIM. Now, iPhones currently do not have dual SIM, and China is a really big country where you really want to have dual SIM, hence one of the reasons probably why Apple hasn't done well in China. That being said, they are looking like they're going to bring a dual SIM phone, LCD, but that is the only one that's dual SIM, and that's the only one that has different Wi-Fi bands, basically bands that are not really used in the US but are used in China. So it's looking at least like this version of the LCD will be exclusive to China, or what I quite frankly think is going to happen is I think that maybe the Chinese version is going to come out at the same launch date as the other two. Whereas in the US, I think we're going to get an LCD version way later. So I think we're going to get an LCD version towards November, December. But the OLED version will come out in late September as normal, and they all will be announced at the same time. But China will most likely get it in late September, early October, all three phones at the same time. That's what my prediction is. There is a lot of predictions going on with this iPhone in terms of SIM cards. There is rumors that it's going to be all eSIM based, and then in select countries they're going to have an additional SIM card tray base where eSIMs just haven't taken over yet. I mean, really, eSIMs haven't taken over anywhere. We started seeing them with the Gear watches a couple years ago, then the Apple Watch got it, and now it's going along to iPhones. But it really is a thing where it's a headache to change your SIM when traveling, which is why, again, in certain markets like Asian markets, you're gonna really want to have a SIM card slot still there. So that's what we're waiting to see what exactly happens along those lines. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this does mean that the LCD could be exclusive to iPhone on China? Or do you think that what I think is that just, again, they're going to get it first and then later it will change thereafter? On the Android side, Fortnite, we know, is coming to the Galaxy Note 9. Galaxy Note 9 will have the exclusive on it for 30 days straight. There is a rumor that Samsung will have a 90-day exclusivity period, so after that it will go to all other Samsung smartphones, but not be available for other manufacturers. That is not something I've heard, but I wouldn't take it out of the realm of possibility if this is getting so much hype because of Fortnite, and if Samsung's willing to pay more to have that exclusivity. Now, that being said, the big thing that I find interesting about this is that it looks like Fortnite will, because of how Android is, Android allows you to install apps that are not on the Play Store. That is one thing that Android allows you to do. Some people love it because you can get free versions. You can get like Pandora, I think it's called Pandora Black, which basically is like, you know, skip free with a free app version of the regular Pandora app. So there's apps like that. There's TubeMate, which I love for downloading YouTube videos. So there are apps like that that you cannot get on the Google Play Store. Well, one of the things about the Google Play Store too is that Google takes 30% of your app revenue. So say if your app sells for $1, well, Google's going to take 30% of that and you get 70 cents. So that being said, though, the real interesting part about that is, of course, the fact that with Fortnite, they make so much money by themselves and by the name alone that they're going to bypass the Play Store and you can only download it from their own website. Now, I think this is really interesting, but again, they make the reasoning that, what did it make? Something I think like $15 million, I think, on iOS in the first few months. And so 30% of that, of course, would be a lot. So I get it why they are doing that, but it's interesting. It really is interesting that a company thinks they're so popular that they don't even need to be on the Google Play Store, so they can bypass Google altogether. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that that is fair? Do you guys think that that's okay? What do you guys think? Because what I don't want to happen from this is Android becomes more closed off and Google's like, wait a minute, what if other companies start doing this based on their own popularity? They think that they can get away with this. I can definitely see a backlash coming from Google, and I hope that doesn't happen. So that's what I'm afraid of more so than anything else. Then we also have some news from Fitbit. So the Fitbit Charge 3, we are getting leaks of it. It looks like it will be coming out of IFA. I myself have never been too big of a fan of Fitbit. I know in the early days, I'm not saying now, I have not followed up on this, but I know in the early days they were even getting sued at one point because of the fact that basically their step counting wasn't accurate, and their BPM wasn't accurate. So I was just like, I mean, it's good to take, you know, I always think it's good to measure it no matter what, and Fitbit is the leader in this. I mean, in terms of tracking, I know they've gotten a lot better each year over year. I remember talking to them at CES one year and they sounded so passionate about it, like that they were moving in the right direction, and they're really loving that Fitbit is such a strong community, and I think that's great. I wonder, in the advent of more and more, say, Samsung and Apple interfaces and their prices coming down, I wonder, are people going to be spending more money on higher end Fitbits, or is it really just going to be a under $100 price point where you get Fitbits, and then you get, you know, if you have a Samsung or an iPhone, you're going to get their watches for maybe like $150 because more features. I just see that happening more and more in the future, and I don't know if I would know anyone that would get a Fitbit other than a few people. I think it's really big for gyms. I think people that are into going to the gym every week, I think that their Fitbit is king in that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if everyone else that doesn't go to gyms would use it on a day-to-day basis. Let me know what you guys think. I still think it's really good just for the battery life, the step counting, and having a watch. I mean, again, my thing for the last 5 years since smartwatches have really gotten popularized has been, if you're gonna have a watch, why wear a watch that just tells time? Like, you know, whether it be step counting, whether it be heart rate measuring, whether it be reminders, whether it be alarms, there are things that a smartwatch can do that your regular watch couldn't. And although it doesn't may still not be at the part where it looks as good as a regular watch, I think the more features far outweigh it. So let me know what you guys think. That's just always been my take on smartwatches in general. All right, and it looks like Sharp is going to make a huge play, starting since 2 days ago. They are going to start to make a play for OLED displays. Now, if you didn't know, currently there are two big manufacturers in OLED technology, namely Samsung and LG. Samsung makes 90% of OLEDs. Yeah, it's just like that 90%. And it's because, again, like I've said this before, the reason why Apple has gone and failed to go to LCD panels and now OLED panels from manufacturers like LG, Sharp, Sony, every manufacturer that makes screens, they have gone to them, but none of them can supply as much as Samsung, because as good as Apple is at marketing and branding, Samsung is at manufacturing. And there's just no one right now at this point that can manufacture LCDs, OLEDs, and processors, mobile processors, as quickly as Samsung can, which is why those three parts come from Samsung. So that being said, Sharp is going to get in the OLED business though, and believe me, that is a push from Apple. Apple loves working with Sharp with LCD panels. Sharp currently cannot manufacture as many as they would like, and Sharp is definitely one that would give Apple a much less expensive price than LG if they would get into the OLED business. So that's why they're getting into it. But again, 90% of this business is Samsung when it comes to OLED panels, and LG makes up 7.7%, and then the rest is a few different competitors here and there. But I mean, basically any OLED screen, whether it be on your TVs, on your monitors, on your phones, it's most likely a Samsung. Even if it's not advertised, of course. All right, and the last bit of news is I cannot believe this rumor, but it was prevalent this year, or this week rather. So I did want to bring it up, and I just can't believe it. It would be so. I think it would be such a bad PR move on Apple's part, but do they care? Maybe not. It looks like Apple is. I would say at the very least there have been talks about it, that Apple is going to be removing the headphone jack adapter that comes inside your iPhone boxes. So they will no longer have a Lightning to headphone jack adapter. This would be to, again, move people away from the headphone jack and to use either Lightning headphones, which are becoming more and more prevalent with companies like Libertone, a company we really like, has made some, and other companies are as well. And also, of course, to more empower the Beats Bluetooth headphones division that they own. So that being said, it really is like they want to get away from the headphone jack more and more. And I understand that's why they might do this, but I still think it would be a mistake. Let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about getting an iPhone and it having no way inside the box to connect a headphone jack? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really kind of curious on it. All right, guys. Now we just finished up with the news. Now let's get to your questions. Again, if you have a question and you want to ask it, just ask it now, and I will answer it in the comment section down below before the end of the show. Fuschia OS. What is it and when will it arrive? No time soon, I think. So Fuschia OS is in beta. Basically, it is a different operating system altogether. It's not Chrome OS. It's not Android. It takes elements of both of them, but it's neither of them. It is really a beta. I mean, a real beta at this point. Like not far away removed from alpha. It's not something I would recommend testing out unless you're really like a developer. When would it arrive? it's out. It's for beta in a sense. So, but when would it arrive to the public as the only OS? I think you're going to see it run as a launcher before you see it launch as an OS, to be honest. Or maybe like on a Linux dual boot kind of thing. But yeah, I don't see it coming out for at least like as a main operating system. I don't see it coming out for at least 2 years. It's not anywhere where it would need to be to replace or even be a dual boot system for an Android or a Chrome device at this point. Do you know when the Asus Rogue smartphone is going to be released? No, but Asus on their own website said before the end of summer. And countdown? I mean, it's supposed to be launching before the end of summer. As far as I know, let me know if you guys know of anyone different. I only know of MKBHD getting that phone already. So because other reviewers don't have it, it's most likely going to be that they probably do have it already, but they are under NDA and will, on the day Asus announces that it will be released on this day, all their videos will probably come out. So that's typically how it works, so we'll have to wait and see how it's going to turn out. Hey, you're awesome. Thank you. Love your videos. Thank you, Candy. I'm debating between the Note 9 and the iPhone X Plus. Well, we don't know anything about the iPhone X Plus, but quite frankly, I haven't heard of anything wow factor for the iPhone X Plus. Not to say that the Note 9 might have anything wow factor as well, but I would say for the battery life alone, Apple's not going to match the Note in battery life. However, they are going to match it in an even bigger screen, it looks like. So that would be interesting. But also we'll have the notch, whereas the Note won't have the notch. So take that as you will. It's curious. It really is curious on... I'm very curious to see what Apple will do to compete. Don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see. If I get any information on any kind of wow factor for the iPhone, I will definitely let you guys know on one of the weeklies. But as of right now, there is no real interesting thing that Apple is coming out with other than the basic update for iOS. Any ideas why my phone would reset the time to September 1st at 3 a.m. when out of cell phone service? Because it wants you to know when my birthday is, and it wants you to wish me happy birthday. No, my birthday is September 1st. Why would it reset? No, I don't know why it would do that. What phone is it? If it's a Samsung, maybe download the Samsung Plus app and talk to a live Samsung technician to help fix it. But I'm not sure why it would. It could be an app you downloaded. Does it always do it? Does it do it if you do a specific thing? If you're doing a specific thing and it does it, try going into safe mode, boot into safe mode, see if it does it while you're doing that thing then. And if it doesn't, then it looks like it's probably an app or something along those lines that's doing it. Sup, Riggy? Question, what happened to the S9 active series dead? Am I not? The S9 active came out, didn't it? Didn't it come out to like every carrier? Am I going crazy? No, it hasn't come. No, yeah. Wait, I've like not thought of an active phone for a while, but no, yeah, it looks like it didn't come out, right? I'm like, I'm completely lost. No. right? It didn't come out. It would have a 4,000 milliamp battery, but okay. No, it didn't come out. Yeah. What happened to it? My guess is Samsung just didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. I was really thinking, like, did the active come out or no? But no, it never did come out. I mean, I know there was talks about losing exclusivity as of last year, which it did. There was an S8 active that came out for the carriers. But yeah, I don't know if maybe it just wasn't selling anymore. That would be my guess. Yeah, that was the last time I thought about the active was last year. Let's see. Where did we go? Oh, okay. Did you see the Russian retail box leak of the S9? I've seen a couple of leak boxes of the Note 9. But again, I've already told you guys everything about it. So yeah. If you haven't seen our new features of the Galaxy Note 9, check out that video. You get everything you need to know about the Note 9. Is it true what I'm hearing about the S10? What are you hearing about it? I'm not sure what you're hearing about it. Yo, Ricky, where's the blue Note 9 you got? Oh, the blue Note 9. No. No, no, no. No. What are your thoughts on the Tab S4? It's what I expected. I mean, it really, there was nothing new or innovative to it. It does seem like you can change decks on your own. You don't need the keyboard case to do it. But yeah, I don't see myself getting the keyboard case because I really never used it on the Tab S3. I rather use a laptop. So I don't know if DeX would make me change that. I just like the idea of that DeX for a TV interface more. But I mean, we're gonna check it out. I am definitely getting it on November 10th, when the first day you can pre-order it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. I wish tech companies would stop purposefully leaking devices. I want to be surprised when I see the announcement. I do agree with that. I think that they just, to be honest, and I'm not saying I'm anyone big or anything like that, but having someone like me leak every new feature that is going to be on the Note 9 might have had them kind of show their hand more. Yeah, I mean, they're very paranoid when it comes to leaks. I can tell you that Samsung has let go of over 15 employees in the US because of leaks already. So they are very, diligent when it comes to keeping their stuff contained. But yeah, when it happens, it happens. Brother Ricky, I never get your alerts anymore. Glad I got tonight. Sorry I can't. You just can't make money here, brother. You are the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, I'm not saying that as of anything. I'm just letting you guys know this is why we're moving to it, because I'm always very upfront and honest with you guys. So yeah, so that's why we're moving it. Why people are making a big deal when budget phone is a micro USB, not Type C. Every Bluetooth headphone charge with USB both, but that is true in a sense, but that is changing as well. Newer headphones are changing to Type C as well, and I think you're going to see that more and more throughout the year. That basically, I would say definitely any headphones that come out next year are going to start having a Type C charger. You're going to see that move, and it's the way things are going. So yeah, the reason people are saying that right now is because almost everyone now has a Type C charger, meaning that your all your new smartphones that are $300 and up have Type-C chargers. Your MacBooks, your laptops are all Type-C chargers. So having micro is, going away more and more. Now, me myself, I use like cables like this one, which have a micro and a Type-C, so I can use either one. But this is in our Amazon link if you wanted to get this cable. But yeah, so that is what I would use. But it really just, that's the way it's going. So people want to get there quicker. Shooting for 2 million subscribers. No. 2 million views a month. We average about 1 million views a month. If we get to 2 million, that would then double the income that I get from getting 1 million, right? So that would easily allow me to do YouTube full time without any kind of other income, like real estate, like marketing jobs, like part-time work, anything like that. Having 2 million views a month instead of 1 million views a month, which is what we're currently at, so doubling what we currently have, would allow us to basically full time with this, be able to hire when I need editors more often and things like that. So that's the kind of things that I'm shooting for. Wednesday is not good for me, but I'll try to change. And you can always watch us on. Look, I understand that. This is a move for me too. I used to always have my weekends free, and now I'm not gonna have my weekends anymore. So this is different for me. But at the same time, hopefully this will work out, and hopefully if Wednesdays don't work out, we can change it later. But that's what we're gonna try to figure out. I just don't want to ever not have a weekly show with you guys, because I do look forward to it every week. Note 9, same design as the Note 8, no fingerprint scanner on the screen. YouTubers think the Note 9 is not worth the purchase. For me, 4,000 milliamp battery alone is worth the upgrade. I will get the Note 9 in brown. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're going to see a lot of different sentiment from different YouTubers. I think companies like The Verge and maybe even Engadget might not think the Note 9 is that much of a big deal, and I think The Verge especially will play it down. BGR will probably say it's nothing worth getting. But yeah, I really think that people don't understand how much a bigger battery itself is going to be worth it, even from the S9 Plus. So yeah, having a bigger battery does make a difference. It makes a huge difference from the Note 8 when you improve the biggest two things that people care about, which is the battery and camera, because the camera is an upgrade from the Note 8, especially when it comes to low light. Now, if you want to wait for the S10, by all means, wait for it. That's going to have the in-fingerprint display. That's going to have even better camera coming out with ISO cell technology. So there are benefits to waiting for the S10, of course, but the Note 9 is a solid upgrade from the Note 8. That is not a downplaying it at all. It is a solid upgrade. If not for OLED screen, Samsung tablets would be worth mentioning. That is a good question. That is one of the biggest reasons why I choose a Samsung tablet over a laptop to watch movies on an airplane, for instance. I have a laptop, bigger screen, but it's not an OLED display, so I'll have my Samsung tablet over my laptop simply because the OLED display looks better when I want to see movies on an airplane, and that's my go-to. So yeah. Will you review the Xiaomi Mi A2? And if not, what do you think about the phone that is Android One? Should I buy it as a backup phone for the US? The problem is if you can find one that's really well compatible for the US in terms of the band frequencies. Is it a good phone? Absolutely. I love the idea of that smartphone, actually, that you bring it up. I was looking forward to getting that one. I was going to get the Xiaomi Mi A1 because it's one of the best phones you can get for 200 or 250 rather. No, it was around 200 to 250 depending on the sale in the US. But then when the A2 was already coming out, I was like, oh, I'll just get the A2 when it comes out. Perfect. And now it's not coming to the US. So I really think that's a bad move on Xiaomi's part. I really think they should bring that to the US. I understand all the controversy with Chinese brands right now, but I think it's a really great phone, especially everything you get for the price. Having basically stock Android on there, it's a great purchase all around. My main thing would be wait till the European version comes out, because that will be more band compatible for the US. So I would wait for that at least. Samsung always makes fun of the iPhone notch making commercials. This time Apple got them back by paying someone to release one of the Note 9 releasing one of the Note 9 commercials. That is a funny thought. Plastic unbreakable screens on the S10. No, from what I've heard, the plastic screen is going to be on the Galaxy F only, not on the S10. But who knows? Maybe Samsung saw how many people reacted to that video, and then they're like, hey, maybe. You said all Samsung items will be shown, the watch, the tablet. I heard they are changing the name of the Note 10. Changing the name of the Note 10, you mean next year? All Samsung items will be shown, well, so this is what I mean. This Thursday, on the 9th of August, the Galaxy Note 9 and the Galaxy Watch will be announced. So those two devices will be announced. They will both launch August 24th. I'm hearing that the Tab S4 will be out a week before, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes, because that could be depending on the region. However, that is what we're hearing right now. So everything will be seen together at IFA. Now, they might have all of these at the Samsung Unpacked again. I do not know, because unfortunately I did not get the invite that we all tried for us to get. But that being said, all of them will be at IFA, because they aren't really having an announcement there. They're just gonna all be there already. So I think at IFA, what they're gonna really go towards is actually their new wall TV, because that's supposed to be pretty much done by that time. So that's what I think they're gonna lean on for IFA. I need to copy some Pandora Black. Plastic OLED screens would be good. Plastic does scratch easier, so I wonder how it would work. They do have time to get that to figure out. Plus, plastic wraps due to heat. Yeah, but I think they're going to get that pretty much figured out before that. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. There's a ton of hack games and apps not on the App Store that can be downloaded on iOS as well. Timothy, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to jailbreak your iPhone in order for those to work, right? As far as I know, I thought that's what you had to do. If you don't have to do it at all anymore, let me know. But that's what I thought the difference was, that you had to jailbreak in order for you to do that on iOS. Let me know. Why does the Note 9 bottom speaker grill look different than the S9 Plus? It's really a different design aesthetic. And so again, it looks different. You need something to look different, right? My dad likes his Fitbit. So Fortune will be available on Samsung devices. If so, which ones? So again, as of right now, it's a definite that 30 days Note 9 exclusive. After that, there's a rumor right now. I have not heard about this. I have to ask my sources in Korea. But that basically that the Note 9 will have a 30-day exclusive, but then 60 more days will be on other Samsung devices such as the S9, S8, Tab S4, Tab S3. Those devices will be able to play Fortune. The reason why this rumor is coming up is because there's speculation that, of course, Razer and Asus are going to have their own gaming phone. How bad would that look if they don't have Fortune available on their phone? That is the reason why Samsung is trying to make sure that they're blocking off these gaming phones with having this exclusivity. Opinion on Huawei Honor Note 10. It is a Note 9 competitor, and I'm thinking about buying it because the Note 9 will be a bit too pricey. I have not heard too much about the Honor Note 10. If I'm not mistaken, though, it had a ridiculous battery life. That's the Honor 10. Honor 10. Okay, let's see. The Honor Note 10. It will be released in August. It has an OLED display, a 6.9-inch OLED display. I see. No notch. Octa-core processor, 970 processor still, so still the same processor that they've been using for a while now. No 980. 128 gigs of storage with micro SD card expandable. That's not always the case. Selfie camera 13 megapixel, rear camera 16 megapixel with 1.8 aperture. And where's the battery? 5,000 milliamp battery. So, I mean, it looks like a beast. My thing would be, what is the price per se? Because I don't see it on here. This is just a spec sheet. So yeah, my thing is, what would be the price? Could you get in the US, functional in the US? That would be my price. That would be my thoughts on it. What causes echo effect when talking on a smartphone? Not using an accessory. Not using an accessory, that's different, because usually that's why it happens is because of someone hearing themselves through an accessory, basically. So if you're talking on a smartphone, sometimes, you know, your echo will go because of the speaker. The other thing could just be digital throughput. So basically, if you're on an LTE call, if there is a delay, that can also cause a similar style of echo, because there's a delay in it. So those would be the two things off the top of my head. Samsung still does make Apple processors. TSMC does make the majority now. However, they are not able to make all of Apple's processors. Plenty of times when basically they do teardowns on iPhones, sometimes they will still have Samsung processors. Although it's gotten less, they still do make the processors. So again, Apple has never been able to get completely away from Samsung in terms of screens, batteries, processors, RAM, and glass. Corning Glass is majority owner Samsung. So these things are basically, again, Samsung manufacturing is their biggest key factor. So yeah, that's why, like, every year since the iPhone launch, Samsung has continuously made billions over Apple. I think before last year, I do not know last year's figures, but before that, they were around 10 to 13 billion in parts alone. I don't know what that is now with the OLEDs that happened last year and how much it increased it, but just to give an idea. Can Sharp guarantee quality panels? Well, that's what we have to wait and see, right? Because obviously LG OLED panels are great for TVs, not so good for phones from what we've seen thus far. Can you do screen mirroring to your TV without Wi-Fi if you have a Samsung TV and a Samsung smartphone? Will it work without Wi-Fi? Yes, it will. It uses basically Wi-Fi direct in order to do screen mirroring. So yes, you can completely do this without Wi-Fi. I remember in one marketing job that I had, I wanted to do a presentation and I wanted to make an impact. So yeah, I literally brought a Samsung smart TV and I Wi-Fi directed it. Did not have a Wi-Fi signal for the TV or the smartphone, but I Wi-Fi directed it, did the presentation, and it was a wow factor. So that would be a way you can do it always. Doesn't matter if you have Wi-Fi or not, it just will connect automatically. And that's a way I used to do it a lot. Even when I would go to hotels sometimes, if it was, driving distance, I would bring, like a 40-inch TV, and that way I can mirror it to the TV, and that way it was great. I also brought Chromecast then after, which was far easier, but not Chromecast, sorry, AllShareCast. AllShareCast was this device that basically turned any TV into a Samsung Smart TV with Wi-Fi Direct. So basically it was like a dongle that you can connect and Wi-Fi direct it on any TV. So I did that at all hotels that I had for years. That was back when the YouTube channel started. I did videos on that. Let's see. The only time I can think of a smartphone echoes is when you have a bad connection. Yeah. Do you know the confirmed colors for the Note 9? That, again, because my sources are in Korea, I do not know everything about the US launch specifically. I know blue is the flagship color, meaning that is the color that will go to every country. Every country is getting blue, but that is the only thing I can guarantee. Apple just bending people over every year. Any surprises coming on the 9th? Not that I've heard. I'm glad Samsung has a headphone jack. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. Let's see. Whoa, really a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Here we are. How to move storage from internal to SD card on Trek HD2, please. Basically, so here's the main thing. You have to get a file manager for all your files, so your photos, your videos, downloads, all that kind of stuff. Literally get a file manager, move them over. Any file manager will do that. ES Explorer. I can't think of any other ones. I usually use the built-in one on Samsung or on OnePlus, so those are the ones I usually use. How do you transfer everything else? So apps are specific on apps. So you would have to go into apps, and in applications, click an app, right? You can sort it by size, and then you look at the app, and it will say under storage, click storage, and then it will say move to SD card, or it won't say that. If it doesn't say that, you can't move it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Do you think the Nintendo Switch will go down in price anytime soon? No, because they don't need to. It keeps selling. I don't think so. I mean, cool if it does, but I don't think so. I don't think they're going to see a need to do anything price-wise until the PS5 and Xbox 2, Xbox, whatever they're going to call the next Xbox. But yeah, until those are announced, I don't think they're going to see a need to. TMC factory produces Apple 12 chips, has been attacked, and a virus. It has lost 3% of its profits. That is true. I think there was an update on that. Let me check real quick live. Let me just see. Let's see. Okay, TSMC now says that 80% of the fabrication tools have been recovered. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so they're saying exactly what you said, that it will overall cost them. They're expected to make a full recovery as of tomorrow, so not too bad. It was bad, but not as bad as it could have been, I would say. Did you hear about the Windows 10 leak exposures, Microsoft newly monthly charge? I did not hear about a new monthly charge from Microsoft. I think that would be suicidal for them. Yeah, hopefully they don't. Has your Pixel 2 XL started to lag? MKB, as she said, his slowed down and why he switched over to the OnePlus 6. Honestly, I just use it to test out the Pixel beta, or sorry, the Pixel Android P beta. So mine does have Android P on it. It doesn't have the old version of Android O. I can say that it actually moves really fast when I do use it with Android P. I don't like Android P as much so far, at least stock version of it. But that is what's there basically. So yeah, it does not lag on mine, but I do have the Android P version, not the Android Oreo version, which he had on his video. So yes. How much was the Galaxy Note tablet 10 inches the first time it came out years ago? I want to say it was $499 originally when the first Note tablet came out. The Tab S3, I believe, was the first one to move to $549, and now this new one is $599. So yeah, it's gone up over the years. Was around $500. I had it in 2011. There you go. Pick Note 9 or Tab S4. What's my other phone or tablet? I literally had a Tab S3 and I had a Note 8, right? So if you're saying those two, if you're saying the Note 8 and the Tab S3, I would only upgrade the Note 9. I would upgrade to the Note 9 and I would keep my Tab S3. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to with the Tab S4, I mean, I have to get it because I'm a reviewer, I'm a tech YouTuber, but I would have probably gotten it anyway because of the aspect ratio. I've been looking forward to getting back away from the 4:3 aspect ratio and back to a 16:9, or in this case, a 16:10 aspect ratio. So that's why I did it. Hi, my friend. What are your thoughts on the Tab S4? All the best wishes for you and your family. From Kuwait. Thank you. Basically, my thoughts on the Tab S4. I do like that we're getting a bigger battery. I do like the different design of the pen, at least in theory. I haven't tested it out yet, so that being said, I do wish it had the clip of it, like you could still hang it on things. I am kind of sad to see that go, but overall, I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to the Tab S4. I'm really looking forward to playing with it and seeing how much better it works. The Tab S3, I will say, was getting laggy towards the end. Towards my last 2 months with it. So yeah, I mean, it was time for an upgrade. I needed better speed. I wish it had 6 gigs of RAM. That is the biggest thing that I think Samsung really missed. You need more RAM for a tablet, and Samsung, you should have done it. So that's my biggest gripe with that tablet. More than anything else, I can take last year's processor, but you should have had 6 gigs of RAM. Definitely should have had 6 gigs of RAM. If Chinese phone manufacturers get carriers in the US, Samsung would be in serious trouble, real talk. I agree. I think Samsung would be in more trouble. I think that's good, though. I think anytime... Look, we are stagnant right now on Samsung and on Apple because competition wasn't as big for the last 2 years. This past year... And if you look at a full 12 months time from this date, from last year, the Chinese market has exploded. Huawei phones are killing it now. The Mate 10 Pro had a better battery life than both iPhone and Samsung last year, hands down. You're seeing Huawei come out with better things. You're seeing Oppo. You're seeing Vivo. You're seeing all these different manufacturers really bring it. And that is great because competition breeds innovation. So now I think you're going to have to see Apple and Samsung step up, because guess what? Do you think Apple's going to be okay with being number 3 smartphone manufacturer in the world? No, they're not. They're not going to be okay for the fact that they moved back behind Huawei in terms of phone shipments. That will be something they rectify. And that's why they're going to amp up their Chinese market, because that is where they are lacking, and that's where they're about to really try to spearhead over the upcoming year. I feel the Note 9 battery is equal to the S9 Plus because of the S Pen. It seems like the S Pen will kill the battery. It doesn't. I can tell you it doesn't. Greetings, everyone. Let's see. Why the Note 9 using NBA Warrior colors? That's hilarious. Good evening. Will the Note 9 be a great phone? Will the S Pen do something special? Yes, the S Pen can do a lot more than before, so definitely really good when it comes to that. So yeah, probably because the S9 hasn't sold well. Yeah, the S9 not selling well is scaring Samsung. I'll tell you that. I think the S9, the Active 9 wasn't selling much. Yeah. He has the Note 9. Why would he care about leaked boxes? I have no idea what you're talking about. Have you got any backlash from your Note 9 video? Hope not. No, actually. I mean, here's my thing. And let me know if you guys would have done anything different in my scenario. Again, I have it's really amazing to me that I have such good relationships with people that work at Samsung. Really good relationships, right? But they have like 3 PR companies. That's the problem. They have 3 PR companies, and like I'll get emails back from one of them, but not the other. And then like the PR company that does like CES is different from the PR company that does unboxing or Unpacked. So it's like I have great relationships with some of their PR companies, but the other ones I don't. And it's just like I don't hear back from them. And yeah, they send people with less subscribers, with less viewers. And the biggest surprise to me is that my top videos, every single one of my top videos that are over 1 million views, that are over 500,000 views, 90% of them are Samsung smartphone videos. So you would think when my Note 8 coverage, for example, I think it got towards the 2 million view mark of all my Note 8 videos together, they would be like, oh yeah, with all my Samsung videos last year got over 5 million views. So again, you think they would want me to cover their thing at Unpacked, because obviously I do have a following with Samsung viewers. Every time I post a Samsung video, it gets way more views than any of my other videos. So we have a very strong Samsung community here. But they haven't sent us, unfortunately. So it sucks. I mean, but so that's why I was like, well, I guess they can't do anything else, really, right? I mean, they can't do anything else. But at the same time, you have to understand that I'm not as big of a YouTuber. Like, if say if Lou, so if you don't know this, this will be in our video of like things that tech YouTubers don't want you to know, or things they hide, or kind of stuff like that. But someone like Lou, right, from Unbox Therapy, biggest tech YouTuber out there, he doesn't get invited to Apple anymore. If you didn't notice, ever since he did the Ben test stuff, he doesn't get invited to Apple events anymore. He doesn't. So even someone as big as him cannot get. Now he still gets an early iPhone because companies are lining up to do a deal with him, right? So he still gets the iPhone early, but he doesn't get it from Apple. Other basically people that work with Apple get it and then give it to him. So that being said, there are people that big that can do things and it would upset a company, but it would be more noticeable than a YouTuber like me. Like, for instance, I'll put it this way. Remember when we leaked the Pixel 3, the Pixel 3's launch date? We leaked that the Pixel 3 was launching October 4th, right? We leaked that, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago. That just hit most mobile sites like Phone Arena and all of these other ones, because someone else that gets more views than me leaked it too. They noticed the same thing I did, that Famebit, who was owned by YouTube, said that the launch is coming and they were looking for a Canadian YouTuber to cover it on October 4th when the launch would be. As soon as that person did a YouTube video, it went everywhere. So that's the thing too. Again, if I was a bigger YouTuber and I did that same thing, but honestly, does Samsung even know that I early released all of their content? Maybe not. Honestly, maybe not. But we'll see. If I get a letter, I'll let you guys know. Tab S4 with almost 2-year-old processor is a joke. I mean, okay, yeah, it did come out. I get your point. It came out basically in the beginning. What was it, like probably April or February? It was probably March. March was probably the first smartphone with the Snapdragon 835. So yeah, if you include that, yeah, having that come out, yeah, I would agree with you. I get it because tablets just aren't selling that well, but at the same time, customers shouldn't have to pay for it that badly. Is the blue Note 9 all blue or blue and gold? It's blue. It's blue outside of the phone. The pen on the inside is gold. Or yellow, really. I heard Samsung launched the Tab S4 with the old Snapdragon so they can supply more of the Note 9. That could be a possibility, although the Tab S4 won't even sell 1 million units, so I can see that being the reason. I doubt it'll even sell 500 by the end of the year. 500,000. So I doubt that would be a reason. I think that would be a silly reason, to be honest. Because they're overhyping what their tablet will sell. I agree with you, Alex, because leaked stuff is always so close to announcement. Is Samsung DeX Samsung's version of Chrome OS? No. I mean, I get what you mean by that because it's actually kind of like it in a sense. But no, it's basically their version of Android. Basically, Google prohibits doing certain things on Android from manufacturers. So you can't change the way it looks too far off. However, with this, it is when you connect it to something else. So if you connect it to a dock or connect it to an HDMI, then it changes the look. That is entirely okay and doesn't break any of the licensing agreements. So there you go. How's the battery life on your Note 9? The battery life on the Note 9 is much better than the S9 Plus or than the Note 8. That's all I'm about saying. But you have to understand, there's no point of doing a battery life test until you get a final build. We all just need to view your videos one more than one device at a time. Thanks. Come on, guys. Like the video, share it, get Ricky 2 million views. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. No, honestly, if you want to help out the channel, share our Note 9 video. That Note 9 video has gotten about 21,000 views in a little over a week. That's really good for us. So yeah, if you can share that video, because that's the one that everyone wants to see anyway, right? Share that video, tag Samsung on it if you want. I don't really care. But share that video. If you want to help out the channel, share that video. That would really help us out. Basically, what I want is, I want that video to be #1 on the day of launch. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for, you know, maybe we can get to 30,000 views so that it can compete with, you know, the big YouTubers like, you know, Mr. Mobile, Phone Arena, Pocket Now, all of them that are going to be there that day. I'm hoping that if we get to like 30,000 views and people search Galaxy Note 9, that video is one of the top ones to come up because it has the built-in views already. And it has the watch time and it has all of that. That is how I'm hoping to compete, basically, because I'm not going to be there. How long can the Note 9 last for an average user? I would say as of right now, any average user will get over a day. Yeah. iPhone X Plus with the bigger screen yet smaller battery than the Note 9. Seems like the iPhone X Plus will die fast. Yes, but they do optimize very well when it comes to their battery. I mean, Apple's battery lives have always been smaller, or batteries have always been smaller, but the battery life has been comparable. Yes, 2 to 3 hours less, but again, comparable. But yeah. You may not get to this comment, but I just want to know that I followed you for years. Watching weekly is a live part of my routine. RCOI, the Android guy. Well, thank you, Cooper. I do appreciate that, and I did get to the comment. Will you make compare Tab S4 to a laptop? That would be an interesting one. I wasn't planning on getting the keyboard case, but maybe I will just to do that comparison. When will you review the Ember mug? Oh, no holiday. It is coming this week. Basically, we have a photo review, photo picture frame review coming out tomorrow. Then we have the Onkyo speaker review. Then we have the Ember. Then we have Thursday, which is the Unpacked event. We truly need to find out how much RAM the Note 9 is getting in the US. Why is it not being talked about more? It's the biggest factor besides the battery. You're definitely having a 6 gigs for the base model. That's like combining the Note 10 and the S10 into one phone. Combining those two is still a rumor right now. Again, I think it's a stupid idea. I think, if anything, you should have an S10 and a Note 10 and get rid of the Plus. Get rid of the Plus. It's the Plus is too similar to the Note. That is the problem. So get rid of the Plus. That's what you need to do. I think if you get rid of the Plus, or make an S10 that is a combination of the S10 and the Plus together and just make one phone, I think that would be more ideal. And make like an S10 Lite instead, which has less features. Maybe same processor, same RAM, but maybe some less features, like not as many cameras, things like that. That would be a better course of action. The notch on the iPhone represents the Apple logo bitten like the phone. It's part of the bitten phone now. Is the new trend of tech news media is to be biased for one company, especially Apple? Thank you for your objectivity and honest opinions. I do always try to be honest. And again, I've always said it since the beginning. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, you're so Samsung centric. Every time I try to do another company, I do reviews on Huawei. I do reviews. The review for the BlackBerry smartphone is coming out on Friday. I do reviews for all these different phones and all these different companies. But I cannot deny, every time I do a Samsung video, it's so many more views. So that's what I stick with, to get more views so that I can have more income and be able to do this more. I try to be as unbiased as possible. And I'll just call like it is. And if you guys, tell me something about a different brand, I'm always interested. I'm always checking it out. And I never concede the fact that I know everything. Like, you guys have told me things that I have not known plenty of times. So I always thank you guys for that too. Ricky is the best exclusive, Samsung exclusive on YouTube. No jailbreak needed if it can be used. Oh, cool. Thank you for letting me know that. So you can just install Apple, what are they called? APIs on Apple, or no, PI. I forget what the equivalent of an app, which is an APK on Android. I forget what the file name is for Apple. I think it's API, but I forget. Did you see the news the Pixel 3 will have 4 gigs of RAM? Yeah. And that was the Pixel 3 XL, too, I want to point out. If the notch didn't hurt it enough, that 4 gigs of RAM will kill it, unless they are going to cut the price. They better cut the price to give 4 gigs of RAM, because that's ridiculous in my opinion. Tutu app will let you download plus APS. Oh, I see. Cool. So there is. What game is Fortune? I haven't heard of that. Really? Okay. So Fortune is, did I say Fortune, not Fortnite? Wait. Now I'm confusing myself. Hold on. I don't play the game too, so that's why it's like Fortnite. I did say Fortune. I meant Fortnite. Fortnite you've probably heard of. Fortune that I was saying is not a game. See, it's what happens when I'm my coffee here. Yeah, no, Fortnite is basically a battle royale style game, third-person shooter. It's talked by so many people. It is the biggest game. PUBG and that game are the biggest games out right now. Those are the ones everyone's talking about. Sam, oh, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Let's see. Samsung is smart to doing the Fortnite move. Yeah, I agree. When do you think the Note 5 will get Android Oreo, or if it will at all? Let's see. If it hasn't gotten it yet, I probably don't think till October, I would probably say. I wouldn't put it on there. I would just not put it on there. But yeah, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it. It's going to slow down the phone tremendously. Probably going to cause a bunch of issues. But yeah. Hi, Ricky. We'll be looking forward to your Tab S4 review. We'll be waiting for your review. Then only think about whether to get the Tab S4. Great job for your videos. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. I own the Tab 2 tablet. I'm thinking about getting the Tab 3 or 4. What do you recommend? Again, for me, the Tab 3 really was slowing down towards the end. I just sold mine to get the Tab S4. I wish they would have had a Tab trade-in program. But yeah, so for me, I mean, the Tab S4 is obviously the better one to get, I think, overall. But unless you can get a really good deal on the Tab S4, I just sold my Tab S3, I think, for like 300 and something. I think it was like 350. So yeah, but that was with the case and the keyboard case, because I had both. Never used the keyboard case too, so it was in perfect condition. So yeah, but if you can get the Tab S3 for a really good deal, then maybe get it. But other than that, maybe the Tab S4 would be a better one to go with right now, I would say. Any news on the Tab S4 for T-Mobile? Every other carrier is supposed to get the Tab S4, but T-Mobile is silent about getting it. I've actually only heard of Verizon getting it. I have not heard of any other carrier getting it as of right now. But to be fair, I haven't looked into the carrier models. As of right now, the only one that Samsung has on their website is the Wi-Fi version and the Verizon version. Please watch Satek's video on the S10. Okay, I will check it out. Rick, are you going to do a review on the Tab S4? Yes. MKBHD made a video on the Pixel not running as fast and smooth. Finally, someone has the guts to tell the truth. Yeah. Again, my Pixel, I mean, you know how much I criticized the Pixel last year. I criticize it way more. And I don't care what every other YouTuber tells you, it is not the best camera on a smartphone right now. It is not. It is not. It is not. The low light quality on that does not compare to the S9. It doesn't. I've done so many side-by-side comparisons. The low light is nowhere near as good. And every time I'm like, oh, well, the Pixel's easier for everyone to take a photo of. In good lighting, it is king. It is king. I will give it that. But in low light, it does not compare to the S9. I was at a restaurant. I took a photo of my mom and my wife. It was too dark. Took that same photo with the S9. It looked perfect. It looked like there was so much more light coming in. And it's supposed to, because it has a lower aperture. But everyone, it always annoys me when people say that. It is not the best camera on a smartphone. It's not. It's just not. By the way, I will challenge any tech YouTuber in the Los Angeles area to do a photo shootout. So if you know any YouTuber that lives in the Los Angeles area to do a photo shootout with the Pixel 3, well, not the Pixel 3, because again, that might be way better. But with the Pixel 2, I don't care if it's Austin Evans, I don't care if it's TLD, I don't care who it is, I don't care if it's Juan Carlos Bagnell. If they want to say that the Pixel 3 has a better photo quality, I will challenge them to a photo shootout, and we will see which one really is better, because I guarantee you my S9 will take way better photos than the Pixel. As far as I know, there isn't any tablet to support Android P. No, I don't think there is any tablet that supports Android P yet. No. Although I haven't had a Pixel tablet in like 2 or 3 years because they're overpriced. Apple's making tons of money because they charge you for everything, but they're making lots of money. They said Apple it's moving to Intel modems. Do you think that's a good idea? Because Intel modems suck. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I don't think it's a good idea for consumers, but I think it's a good idea for Apple because they don't want to give Qualcomm any more money than they need to. I saw my Samsung Cast dongle somewhere. Wonder if it'll work on new phones. I have not tried it for a long time, so I do not know, to be honest. After I stopped needing to do presentations like that, I didn't use it anymore. Yeah, I remember that. I never got a chance to get the Samsung Cast. Samsung dongle is outdated with smart TVs and Chromecast type of devices. Absolutely. Nintendo Switch is cracking and warping for a lot of people. Really? I haven't heard that. I haven't had any issues with mine, but that's really interesting that it's warping. Has anyone been able to catch Shark Week? No, I haven't. This Wednesday, First Mobile Weekly? No, next Wednesday. So this week, I am counting the week beginning on Sunday. So this week will be the last Sunday Mobile Weekly. Next week will be the first Wednesday Mobile Weekly. So all the iPhones this year will have a notch? Yes. And all of them will have Face Unlock, it looks like, with no fingerprint scanner. I like Dex with the Tab 4. I agree with the Tab S4 not having clipping, especially since you were the one to show me that the pen is be used, so it helps so much. Yeah, I really liked it. I think Samsung disappointed with the tech specs Tab S4. Again, I really want 6 gigs of RAM. I'm very disappointed Samsung did not put that on there. Actually, oh. Whoa, a bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. I'm excited to see your Note 9 S Pen features video. When can you release it? That is a good question. I am hoping to release my Note 9 content starting next week. We'll have to see how that works. Again, I will say that Samsung, as I told you, they fired 15 employees over the past week or so based on leaks. So a lot of my contacts inside of Samsung have been very nervous, let's just say. So yeah. And of course, I would never want to get anyone fired. Samsung should have a limited edition S Pens, would sell more pens. I agree. Let's see. Your Samsung videos are the best because you don't crap on them for being crapple Apple. It's the reason I watch your videos specifically. Thank you. I appreciate that, Crystal. Yeah, I really would like to see YouTube Tech Guy promoting commercials. Yeah, there you go. Samsung is missing out on doubling their sales by not sending you. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. It sucks you didn't get one, but a YouTuber is way subs than you did. Yeah. That's why I asked the question about the backlash. I would have done the same thing. You are the Samsung guy, basically. Love your videos. Don't stop. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all the talk about that. Yeah. How does the S Pen charge on the Note 9 built-in? Basically, it charges built-in wirelessly. People are not upgrading to tablets much because most of the devices are consumer media. Yeah, that's why they really haven't updated too much over the years. And that's why the tablet market has continued to dwindle. Tag Samsung, I don't really care. 2 weeks later, he has legal trouble. Hope not. No. There's nothing that Samsung can really do to me, actually. It would be more so because I didn't sign any NDA. I signed nothing with Samsung, so they can't do anything to me. It would be more so that, if Samsung would be able to track my contacts in Korea that I got this information from. Luckily, using encrypted ways, they won't be able to. You will do a live reaction to the Note 9 video event? Yes, I will. Let's see. What do you think about the Moto Z3 and the 5G Moto mod? I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago before it was officially announced. But basically, it's a Verizon exclusive, first of all. Verizon's 5G is going to be very limited even next year. The 5G adapter is cool. It's future-proofing the phone. But other than that, if you're on Verizon, it's one to consider. If you're not on Verizon, the OnePlus 6 would be way better. Those are my thoughts on it. I literally almost did that tag thing. Yeah, no, go for it, guys. You can tag them and yeah. You could basically be like, hey, hey Samsung, maybe you should invite the YouTube Tech Guy next time. Just saying. Good evening, Ricky. LG introduced the Hi-Fi DAC on the V series, trickled to the G7. Do companies like Samsung offer it on flagships with 3.5mm jack? So no, I mean they do offer better DACs, and Samsung upgraded their DAC to a 32-bit DAC I think last year with the Note 8 was the first phone to have it. So they upgraded their DAC because before that their DAC was only 16. So they did upgrade to 32, but I would say it's still not the level of LG, of course. I don't think anyone is there actually anymore. The Axon 7 was an amazing one that just had amazing quality. But there's rumors that finally might get upgraded to an Axon 9 this year. But yeah, that was the last perfect quality high-end smartphone besides LG that really cared about the DAC. Note 9's biggest mystery is the US gain 8 gigs of RAM. Literally know everything else already. Yeah, like I said, the Duos version is definitely getting 8 gigs of RAM. But again, Samsung was debating on the demand for 8 gigs of RAM if they should bring it to the US as I don't think any carrier is getting it. So no carrier is getting the 8 gigs of RAM version. But getting the unlocked variant through Samsung's website is still a possibility. Verizon, Sprint, US Cellular have announced they will be getting it. Verizon has a 1 month exclusivity agreement though. Oh, are you talking about the Moto Z3? I did not hear that anyone else was getting it, so that is actually cool. I don't know about the Tab S4, considering Microsoft Surface Go is slightly cheaper. Also, hearing Go is excellent screen. Oh, I'm going to be doing a video on the Surface Go. Here's the title of the video. Tech Rant. Why no one should buy the Surface Go. That video will be coming out this week. I'll have to bump one of the other ones I talked about. I will not bump the Ember mug, but that video is coming out this week because yeah. What do you think about the new Sony 42 megapixel camera? I think it's a great concept. We'll definitely see how it turns out. We'll definitely see how it turns out. Jaime Rivera, I don't think lives in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken. I know Juan Carlos Bagnell, I don't know where he lives. I know he lives near Pasadena, I believe, because he has gone to the Pasadena store at AT&T to cover news there before. So I know he lives somewhere where it's driving distance to Pasadena, but I don't think Jaime Rivera lives in Los Angeles. I could be wrong. I've caught on to things that they've said over the years. People say like, oh, I'm in this city, I'm on this city. I'm like, hey, I know where that is. I don't know if someone asked already, but when do you think the OnePlus will come to Verizon? I know we use them now, but wondering about American carriers using them. I don't think the OnePlus will ever come to Verizon. Yeah, they just don't need to. Is it true that Android P will not support tablet hardware anymore? Is a rumor flowing around right now. I have not heard that rumor, actually. That would be interesting. It would be stupid, in my opinion, but we'll see. Maybe that's where they'll move the Fuschia OS to tablets. That would be smart, actually. That would be a third OS that could actually work. T-Mobile News said T-Mobile is getting the Tab 4. So there you go, Guillermo. OnePlus 6 is not supported by Verizon. Yeah. Can you give me a birthday shout out on August 17th? Well, let me know when it's your birthday and I'll try to give it to you. Blutz, is that the name? Samsung will release the Tab S4 Plus with 6GB RAM and Snapdragon 945. Where did you hear that from and where can I buy it? I will give them my money right now. Would you like to see the new BlackBerry Evolve series in the US? I'm always up for more phones in the US. I'm always up for that because I think it's better and better. Again, more competition, the better. Would you like to see... a lot of talk about the Note 9, waiting for the S10, waiting for the foldable device, a lot of money to buy one each year. What is your thought? It is true. There is a lot of thought that goes into it overall. I think really that, yeah, it is a lot of stuff that goes into buying a smartphone, and you really have to break it down. Is it worth it to you? That's the biggest thing. Is it worth it to you or is it not? Because if it's not, then you shouldn't get it. I mean, that's all there is to it. So, yeah. Maybe tagging Samsung makes them invite you to events so you don't leak things anymore. Maybe that would be great. And that's all I want. Honestly, the reason why I did the leak, because I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna get as many views as I did before, so I need to do something. So I was just like, yeah, let's put out this video. And look, I mean, that video has already made money, better money than I would have made without it. So yeah, I needed to do it, honestly, for the channel. Only reason the Note 9 is 400 for the S8 Plus trade-in. I can't sell it for 400. Will the Note 9 support 5G? I thought the Note 8 had 5G support. No, both of those phones have 4G LTE advanced support, which is now more prevalent on most carriers. Basically, it was a step up from regular 4G. So they support that, which most carriers now have in most metropolitan areas. So your speeds have gotten better over there. But 5G is not going to be widespread even next year. It really, honestly, isn't going to make a big dent until 2020. Can you reach out to Jaime Rivera and do a collab video? To be honest, guys, I'm if you guys reach out to Pocket Now, Jaime Rivera, Juan Carlos Bagnell, any of them, you know, I would love to do a collab video with any. I'm always up to do a collab video with any YouTuber, to be honest. But when they're that much bigger than you know, it's they have to see a reason on why to do it. Maybe if a lot of people want to see it, then that would be good. But, you know, when they're that much bigger than you, when they have this many subscribers and you have this many, unless fans demand it, they're not going to. So if there's any YouTuber you ever want me to work with, tag them. But tag them on social media, tag me on it, and say, hey, you guys should do a collab video when the Note 9 comes out and your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, love to do it. First carrier to get 5G, your prediction? Either Verizon or AT&T, I think, would be the first ones. But I mean, it's coming. It's coming. Oh yeah. Let's see. Will the Kirin 990 have 5 nanometer processor? Are we on the Kirin 980 right now? We're about to be on the Kirin 980 with a 7 nanometer processor. Yeah, I don't know if it'll have a 5 nanometer I mean, processors are getting ridiculously small. It's crazy they're getting that small. Will the Pixel 3 have a 48 megapixel Sony sensor? I have not heard about that. That would be awesome, but we'll have to wait and see. Is Unbox Therapy from the US? No, he's from Canada. Good night, Paco. Good night, Omar. Which OS is better for programming? Windows, Mac, or Linux? Any experience? Programming, I would say Windows would be your solid one. It works with all programming applications. Alright, guys. I think we're going to call that a show just because we are basically a little bit of overtime. So, yeah. I think we're going to call that a show, guys. Again, as always, make sure you give a like, thumbs up before you head out. Thank you as always so much for watching, guys. Again, we will be doing a live stream Thursday morning for the Samsung Unpacked event, so make sure to tune in to check that out, and lots of other videos coming out this week. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.